give it up for the wicked smart surfer dude, Tom Newhall.
I visualize things that don't exist, and tonight I would like to show you a quick history of how I create an impression of reality through the use of 3D modeling. In my early career, I do recall working as a model builder in the wee hours of the morning with Moshe Softy, directing the shapes that would become a developed building. While I love building models, the experience gave me the passion to want to create my own designs. Before computers, designs were rendered by hand, and it was tough to render materials convincingly. What I considered to be fabric ended up being built in wood because the carpenter union needed work. Wooden exhibits, while cheaper to construct, are expensive to ship, store, and get thrown out after a couple shows, so not very green. Most architects prefer to design with 2D plans and elevations. After laying out floor plans, elevations are created by placing windows logically, and then an interesting facade is created with Illustrator to color depths and material changes. There's a very unnatural way to create a 3D form. About 10 years ago, LED lighting was brand new, and this Art Deco-inspired light fixture had me working with lighting designers in New York, light innovators at Color Kinetics in Boston, and prototypes in the shipyard in Hamburg. 3D helped to bring these different professions all together, and you can see the light fixture installed here in its theater on a cruise ship. Lots of designers, when we worked together doing the curtain, the fabric wall coverings, the carpets, and really the only way to put that all together was with a 3D rendering. I met a guy who wanted to turn empty warehouses into teen centers with skate parks and climbing gyms. The best way for him to attract investors was to lay out a model of what could be, complete with ramps, climbing machines, retail fast food, and a band stage. When work is slow, I do portraits in watercolor. While painting is 2D, working with 3D has given me an eye for perspective, lighting, and shadow that I never would have had otherwise. It's nice to get off the keyboard once in a while and create things the old-fashioned way, too. This shows a space that can be created quickly by stacking floor plans. It is a wireframe of what is now the largest cruise ship in the world, the Oasis of the Seas. This has an outdoor central park and a carnival boardwalk that runs the entire length of the ship on the interior. This was the first building that I drafted in 3D completely, and while the setup took some extra time, it was saved when changes were made, and all of the plans, sections, and details were updated to reflect the changes in the single model. I found that designing directly in 3D solves many issues that could come up in later stages of design and construction. This was an old schoolhouse that was converted into a children's museum, and is another case of designing a space in 3D visualization for fundraising. We brought in some college students to design the individual displays, and I put them together to create a visualization for investors. Trade show designs are created in 3D so that potential buyers can experience the details that they want to establish before they make the leap. Once a model is built, the pieces can easily be separated and detailed for estimating and project management, and it is only another step to animate the whole thing. Events need to be visualized to convince sponsors to shell out money too. Red Bull wanted to see what Simon Dumont looked like when he was going for the world record in height off of a ski jump at Sunday River, and they wanted to see their advertising and what it looked like on their height meter. So, as TV stations turned digital, the studios all needed to be redone to fit the new format. Using the software camera with a 1080 aspect ratio, a model could be set and framed exactly as it would be seen in the TV camera to capture the scene, as you would see in the real set. Like everything that Google does, offering free 3D software has revolutionized the field. A huge model library has suddenly become available, and while also making the 3D profession available to Russia, India, and China. I use SketchUp to get a hand-drawn look on models. This is rendered from the exact same model as the last slide, except using 3D Max. And I use that to accentuate finishes and daylighting. And what would have taken weeks 10 years ago, I can do this in a couple days with these faster computers and improved software and rendering engines. By matching a camera angle, an idea can be visualized quite easily. I've stuck additions on existing houses and put real people in 3D models. And here I'm putting an idea for a window display into an existing store window. Reality can actually be magnified to the point of hyper-reality as well. To get the look of some old warped barn boards, I exaggerated the wood grain to the point where you can almost feel the texture of the wood coming off the screen. After many iterations of this design for a chair, I had the opportunity to render it exactly as it would be built. The same digital file was converted into a file that commands a CNC machine to mill out all the parts for 180 of these chairs in one day. This is a product sampling experience. I use a street background, and I drop a 3D model of the fabricated parts in scale, and I photograph someone who I know very well doing something that needed to be acted out to get the point across. In another life, I was on the path of becoming a rock musician. When I decided that was not the greatest environment to raise children, I switched to the 3D world, but I can still depict my alternate reality doing what I do. Thank you, Pecha Kucha. Thanks for listening to my story. My name's Tom Newhall, and my company is New Design. Good night.